Where the hell is Captain Obi?
Akitaro Obi. You should be pleased to know, as a reward for devoting his heart and his mind and soul, we're gonna have him looking like he just gave Portgas the Ace a hug, and he will return to the flames.
Why, Captain Burns? It doesn't have to be this way, and you know that.
Until now, I've devoted my life to serving Soul. It was my duty, my way of life. But when I got one whiff of that Adola link, I had a lot of doubts forming. But now, through the evangelist, I have sensed it again. I have sensed that God. So now I devote myself to the flame bunnies.
Yeah, no, he's definitely serious about this. And you could tell he's serious because his eye's leaking out. Whenever you see that flame forming, you know he's passionate about something. He may very well be half chubbed right now, for all we know. I wouldn't put it past him. Fuck you talking about flame bunnies, Captain Burns. The White Cloud are trying to cause the great cataclysm and destroy the world.
Shinra, the only world that'll be destroyed is yours. Because my world entails the flame bunnies in all their glory. And that's exactly who I'm following. You haven't met her yet, but when you meet Gold, you'll understand exactly why I'm on this side.
What about all the people in Tokyo you saved? What about them? What'll happen to them?
Fuck them. Sacrifices come with actions, Shinra. And we were just gonna tie Obi's mouth up and put his hands behind his back, but his freaky ass, your captain, Akitaro Obi, he wanted to be tied up like this in front of everyone, so he seems like he wants to be sent back to the flames. He voluntarily and excitedly said to me, and I quote, Burns, tie me up like a hog, prop me up so Shinra could see me return into the flames in all my glory. That's exactly what he said to me.
Captain Obi! This man Burns is corrupted as fuck, this goddamn goblin. Coming up with his own fanfiction in front of my pupil, making me look like Freak of the Month. Talking about I volunteered for this. There were 9 people that stormed my cell. Humanity will lose such a tremendous presence, but what will it gain in return? An even more tremendous presence that isn't such a bitch. Captain Obi isn't no bitch. Captain Burns, you are! Damn, that shit was tough. He did that with his arms folded. Damn. Yeah, so last episode we had a lot going on. A lot of important stuff. Shinra and Joker had their little team up activated. And we saw the Golden Gazelle making her presence known for the first time. And I said it last episode, and I think it really proved to be even more true with this episode. I feel like the pacing of everything has felt very quick, but it's like a quickness you appreciate because I feel like all boxes are being checked off in terms of like shit being explained as well as like action being present and all that jazz, because we see Joker and Shinra pull up on Burns and him on top of the building, arms crossed, ore farming, having this man tied up on some 50 Shades of Grey type of stuff, which Shinra didn't like, so he blitzes him right off the bat. Burns humbles his ass quickly. But you see, this is why you gotta appreciate Joker, because as soon as Shinra gave him that green light, that nigga was on timing too. He was airborne. And then had those fast twitch muscle fibers kick in. Quick first step, straight to hands. And they were working with each other too. And then Shinra smells what time it is. It's jump time. And you could tell that this nigga was excited for it, because look at his hand. He did his little hand gesture that shoots him even faster. And he was ready for them to start looking like Jujutsu Kaisen right here. And that man Burns was not about to be embarrassed like that, so he locks in to the good artwork really quick and has that eye start squirting and sets that shit ablaze. And the animation through this whole sequence, it was very like fast paced, and obviously that sound design was kicking, so it was just a nice little action sequence. And one thing I did forget, that Burns saved Shinra from the house fire like way back, and that he was heavily involved in his childhood in that way, and that's why he kind of looks at him like that father figure. So this is obviously a bit more serious for him. Turn this planet into a sun. I mean, what the fuck is he talking about? Tuesday ruined, bruh. I mean, do you really think we could go to Topgolf with this shit on our mind? Why is Captain Burns helping them like that when they're saying such ignorant, stupid stuff like that? How the fuck you gonna turn the planet into a sun when there's already a sun? Number one, like, I just don't understand that. Well, I mean, the sun is a star, so you could have multiple suns. You get me? Like, there isn't just one sun in our universe. Man, I don't give a fuck about no star. We should be at Topgolf hitting pars, as I was saying. This is just stupid, man. I just don't get it. I mean, him switching up as fast as he did, it does kind of show how terrifying the world of Adola he once saw must have been. Terrifying enough that he turned the whole world into a sun. I've seen some terrifying shit. If you want terrifying, try the American Horror Story Halloween Horror Nights house, Universal Studios. If you want to see that's terrifying to me. Now you're just talking crazy. Either way, all we can do is trust in God and take action. And I'm sure that's what Burna Boy is doing. I'm sure he's doing the same thing. Even so, them tying up Captain Obi like he's a wild animal, that shit just isn't right. That's inhumane shit. Type. Yeah, and you see, I mean, like, I know the fan service is kind of a part of the humor in Fire Force. Tamaki specifically, like her Lucky Lelouch or whatever. But what I actually found kind of humorous, the scenes with Arthur, as I may find his character annoying sometimes, with how slow his character is, seeing them going down this tunnel, hitting at least 60 miles per hour, and him falling out the back of the pickup truck, and then them mentioning it 10 minutes later in the episode, like those moments executed properly, like that shit was funny as hell. I'm not gonna lie. Ladies, we're far behind Shinra and Joker, but get ready. I'll give out autographs later. I know I'm looking tough right now. Leading the pack, I get it. I see it in your eyes. All right, but just lock in, seriously.
Lieutenant, you said it yourself. It's dangerous to stand while the vehicle's moving.
Shut that stupid shit up. We're rebels now, gangsters. We don't abide by the rules of the road anymore. We could lean out the car window if we want to and brandish our guns, shooting that shit in the sky. We could do anything we fucking want. Once we pull up there, if you see anyone that's not us, you got a gun, shoot them. You got fist, right hook. We're criminals now, ladies, and we gotta act like it.
Maki, punch me if you think I'm lying, but I don't think... It doesn't feel like this is the first time he's become a rebel. I really feel like he lives his street life. Like, this doesn't feel like an act. I'm 100% with you. He for sure lives a life of crime.
What's wrong with y'all? Y'all are acting pussy. Repeat after me. We are 5-4 Squad Company 8 and beating ass is our #1 trait. We are 5-4 Squad Company 8 and beating ass is our #1 trait. I can't hear y'all. I said we are 5-4 Squad Company 8 and up in the pole on these suckers is our #1 trait. We are 5-4 Squad Company 8 and up in the pole on these suckers is our #1 trait. Sing that shit. We are 5-4 Squad Company 8 and up in the pole on these suckers is our #1 trait. Eureka! Yeah, no, and after that little war chant, we see Gold Gazelle plotting to intercept our team as Hamiya is sitting here on her hands and knees with tears streaming down her face and boogers getting into her upper gum. And you see, I've always kind of gotten this vibe from Charcoal from even when we first met him. He always seemed like, while yes, he was for the cause, he actually had some humanity to him in terms of how much he cares about Hamiya. And I don't remember too much about their backstory, but he's always kind of been like ride or die for her, not necessarily in a romantic type of way, but just because he like cares about her as much as he does, because he's sitting here kind of concerned about her well-being as we have this Animorph pulling up on him, leaving a snail trail behind it. But no, and last episode it was Gold Gazelle, which it still is. I'm not taking anything away from her terrorizing the league at the moment, but we see Hibana in her quarters, as studious as ever with the glasses, and then the ponytail with the 2 strands on the front, and what looks to be a muumuu. All I'm saying is that the Fire First world is sure as hell lucky that I was in a 3rd generational pyrokinetic, and don't even get me started if I was a 4th. If I had anything in my arsenal similar to Shinra or Arthur, and I saw Miss Hibana getting studious as she is, doing her research, investigating what she's investigating, whatever she needs to get to the bottom of, that shit would have been handled within 12 hours time if I caught wind of it. It would be an absolutely egregious day to be a White Clad member. But no, so we see Squad 8 pull up on Gazelle and them, and Lieutenant Hinoa, he really does live that life, because 1, he pulled up on Gazelle unfazed by her curvature. So that's #1. You could tell he's locked into the cause and he's doing what he's got to do no matter the circumstance, as we learned last episode. 2, he's not fazed by the center or the power forward sitting behind her. These niggas are worried about the wrong heat. After Jimmy Butler left, Tyler Hero's been holding us on by a thread. Let this guy go play center, put Bam in the power forward position so he doesn't have to assume so much responsibility down there. Let's get a championship. I mean shit, and then this nigga can come off the bench. They already found us, Lieutenant. What the? How's that even possible? Man, I don't give a fuck. This was to be expected. Vulcan, stand by at the rear. You and Lake back us up with the analytics. Do not, I repeat, do not get distracted by this curvaceosity, because I know it is present. Because I'm even taken aback. I didn't know that the White Clad had secret weapons like this to try and distract the enemy. Arthur, I'm gonna have you play the point guard position. You facilitate and see how things are looking, all right? Arthur?
You know what? Now that y'all are talking about it, I feel like I haven't heard his dumbass in a while. Low-key.
Lieutenant, I think he may have fallen out of the truck.
I mean, you can't be serious without him. Who will run point? And this is why I told you guys not to stand up while traveling. Why don't y'all ever listen to me?
Captain, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if you were possessed by Vaughn, but you did encourage us actually to kind of stand up and rebel and jump up and down the pickup truck bed while we were moving at 60 miles per hour. I'm gonna move past that now because I know we're in the heat of battle, but we don't have Shinra, Arthur, or the captain, so who's gonna do this?
You or me, Maki. It has to be that.
We have a point guard. I could do it. I'm the quickest one out here.
And like, obviously it was going to be mentioned eventually, like the whole Arthur not being there and everything, but like, I don't know, there's like sometimes the gags in this show are not very annoying, but just like, you kind of like squint your eyes at it, like, okay, whatever. But like that little moment I thought was pretty funny because I feel like it's going to in turn lead to Arthur fighting a different battle, and it's going to end up helping them in the long run. But we see Tamaki take the lead to kind of feel Gold Gazelle out, and Lieutenant immediately pulls out his blick and lets that shit roar.
And Gazelle, for her size and stature, she really was nimble. I really didn't expect it from her, especially since she has that gold infinity gauntlet kind of weighing her down a little bit,
as well as those 2 12-karat patties she's hoisting up as well.
and they start trying to run this coordinated attack on her. And as that's going on, we get one little last look at Burns, who's already upgraded to stage 2 with that. They're just letting this nigga charge up. Like, he's dead ass Super Saiyan 2 right now. And by the time they actually throw a punch, he's gonna be nearing Ultra Instinct. And then Gazelle is also charging up what looks to be a Rasengan Chidori hybrid. And it's kind of just both units squaring off with their opponents, and that's how the episode ends. So I'm assuming that next episode, it's probably going to be even more action than we saw this time around. And maybe it'll focus heavily more on one battle, whether it be Joker and Shinra versus Burns or Squad 8 versus Gazelle. But I feel like the next episode is probably going to heavily be focused on one fight, and the next one's going to be the next fight. But I mean, this season's been good so far, and it's been a good time. I don't got much else to say in terms of speculations and stuff like that, because we haven't really gotten deeper into it. I know Hibana was talking about the doppelgangers, and I said it in the reaction that's on Patreon, and I said it in the reaction that I posted, if y'all want to go check that out on the Patreon. But I do recall hearing about doppelgangers, and I don't remember if that was from previous seasons and them mentioning it, or if it was just like people talking about the manga and me kind of hearing about it briefly. But I did hear mention of, like, spoiler alert for anyone that doesn't want to hear this, so I'm gonna 5 4 3 2 1 spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. I did hear mention of, like, a Benimaru doppelganger. So if that's just like a complete copy of that nigga with how powerful he is, I'm sure he won't be like the only one. So I mean, that's just a really cool concept to kind of see implemented into a show. But no, that's it. That's all I got. There's a lot of shows out, and I'm kind of overwhelmed in terms of like what I feel like I should prioritize regarding it, because I did want to talk about Lazarus, but then I also see 2B Hero X is like a big thing, and then there's also Windbreaker, as well as One Piece is like cooking up too. So I'm gonna do my best to kind of keep up with these things weekly, but some of these shows will probably have to just wait till a review to the end of the season. And yeah, subscribe to this channel, road to 100K, close to it. Subscribe to the second channel, close to 10K as well. And without further ado, on to the next one. And yeah, that's it.
Fuck that vision you had, I'm in the lab. My life really been bad. Now give me bad, pen and pad, scribble scrabbling. They never passing them, ain't really with the jibber jabbering. Y'all really adamant, so if I take the mic and battle them, I might just tackle them and kill a rapper. Now they mad at Bennett, was an accident. Shit, I don't want these niggas on my song, that shit embarrassing. If these labels ain't gonna make me rich.